I'm Jake.
And I'm Allie.
And today we're going to be doing a special reaction. This is to a video that I haven't seen and I don't think you've seen. It's the honest trailer for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show. And Allie, how do you feel about Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I'm a huge fan. It's my favorite show of all time. I have a poster of it in my room.
She does.
You're gonna bet your ass I'm ready.
I have seen a little bit of Buffy over the years, but I don't think I have ever seen a full episode. I've seen chunks here and there, and it looks like it has some cool parts. I am familiar with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I grew up on the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my taste of her.
Yeah.
But never Buffy, so curious to see how the honest trailer tackles it. And I'll be probably a little blind on this one, so you'll have to guide me a little.
I'm excited.
And
Role reversal.
Hopefully you don't take offense at any jokes they make.
No, of course not.
Fandom.
Before he assembled the Avengers and dismantled the Snyderverse, Joss Whedon changed the face of television, and we're still paying the price for it today. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series. Welcome to Sunnydale, a Gilmore Girls setting with a Deadwood body count. This California hamlet happens to sit on top of a hellmouth, but unlike Fresno, this one is either a massive cave that causes a sinkhole, or is made of vibes. Cause Momo isn't just a plot convenience that spits out monsters of the week. It's also, that's it. It's a literal plot hole.
The Jurassic Park noise.
USA is Buffy Summers, a reluctant child soldier.
Dates are things normal girls have.
She's the latest in a long and storied line of sexy Van Helsings. But Buffy, yes, Buffy,
It's Buffy.
She's Buffy.
What kind of name is Buffy?
will team up with Giles, this himbo-fied Fraser Clint.
My mind.
So have I.
I made up mine first.
Buffy's mentor likes to watch and spends the entirety of the series either giving exposition or getting head.
Different kind of head.
Yeah.
Wake up. How many times have you been knocked out anyway?
In fairness, it's easier to sound smart when you're a 40-year-old who only hangs out with teenagers.
Gotcha, of course.
Yeah, you kids are too young to know about Goknar. Back in the day, he was the Together, they're joined by a veritable UPN's worth of mildly dated teen archetypes. There's Willow, whose friends were somehow surprised when she followed the nerd to Wicca to lesbian pipeline.
She's gay, but we don't gay. Oh, it's magic week.
Plus, there's Xander, a literal Marty Stu author insert.
Xander was obviously based on me, the sort of guy that all the girls want to be best friends with in high school.
Who gets the best lines and makes out with the hottest girls.
They ain't vampires if no one's fucking.
Literally. A love spell.
Spike, the bad boy who became an ally after stalking Buffy, building a robot real doll who resembled Buffy, and sexually assaulting Buffy.
Yeah.
So lovely.
And undead dreamboat Angel, the latest guy to use vampirism to get around the age gap discourse. I mean, come on, it's kind of obvious what he's up to. The second she graduates, he's out there faster than DiCaprio. Joss Whedon, I'm being mean in a cute way bit.
1-800 I'm dating a skanky hoe. Not a third wheel.
Well, technically speaking, you're a fifth wheel.
Let me answer that question with a headbutt.
Or his describing something messed up in a cute way bit.
Party in my eye socket and everyone's invited.
Did you try looking inside the sofa in hell? Between me and my evil self, I have double guilt coupons.
Well, prepare to regret your decision in a show that makes you yearn for the subtlety of his uncredited X-Men script.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing happens to everything else.
Look, there's nothing wrong with Joss being a Nepo baby, or even a Nepo grandbaby.
I
So
didn't
long as
know
you come
that.
up with a few actual fresh
Me neither.
jokes.
I don't know. Think of something cool. Tell him I said it.
Or hey, stick to what works.
Ooh, pancakes could go in bellies.
Well, the old WB network? Well, if you did, it wouldn't have become the CW. But Buffy has all the WB stuff you loved, like early appearances by stars who would later get mega famous,
Yeah.
cameos by already famous people
Pedro
just here for some
Pascal.
funsies, random musical acts in the teen club. Oh, hell yeah. Is that Dishwalla? Wait, no, that was Uncharmed. Speaking of, remember when your favorite show suddenly had a musical episode?
Scrubs.
Yeah.
There's a good chance they were inspired by Buffy. Sorry, but that's still better than using Buffy to launch your music career, like all the other actors did. Hey, only one of them wrote an ode to the toes of an underage Michelle Trachtenberg. Why is it always feet? So dive back into a charming bit of late 90s arcana.
James Spader. He needs to call me.
Stupid store.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.
When all TV and makeup prosthetics just make actors look like Klingons, and kids were so abandoned by their parents, they could literally trigger the apocalypse unnoticed.
Yep.
Mr. Stoppard? Good, she's gone.
In a landmark series that defined the teen culture of its era, and exclusively its era,
It's a sombrero.
kickstarting wave after wave of YA series
Yeah.
about
Vampire
how growing
Diaries.
up is kind of like fighting a mystical war against necromancers. Oh, because puberty causes changes that makes you feel like a
Teen
monster.
Wolf.
Yeah.
How did I just get this?
Stranger Things.
Starring, I know what you did last. Sinners. Hell, my son is a nerd. This one time at one camp. Cordelia, the teenage silly idol. Nice guys diminish last. Like and dope. Joss Whedon's Brawl House. Demon Player. Kimetsu no Yaiba. From dusk till dawn. Then Quippy, the vampire cereal.
Yep. Very quippy.
Look, is it a coincidence that the best episode is the one where no one can talk? Let's see Josh quip his way through that. He did it! The madman actually did it! In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires,
the
the
demons,
demons, and the
Classic
forces
quote.
of darkness.
Darkness.
She is the Slayer. It's Halloween. Everybody's entitled to one good scare.
That was fun.
Yeah, I liked that.
I probably would get it a bit more if I had seen the whole show, but I did enjoy that, and the references to the shows at the times and what kind of took influence.
Mm-hmm.
I got that.
Yeah.
And the funny names are always the best parts.
Yeah, for sure. They got it. They nailed it.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yep, she was. Yeah, I thought that was really funny. And pretty accurate. It is funny because I know the episode they're talking about, the one where everyone's silent, it is a really good fucking episode. You can't get around it, it's a great episode.
I am not as familiar with Joss Whedon as most. The thing I'm probably the most familiar with, like, I mean, I know he did the Avengers for Marvel.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm probably, like, that I grew up with was Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you'll know this, he was one of the writers of Toy
I
Story.
did not know that.
And I've never seen it, but I know my mom is a huge fan of his one-season show, Firefly.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That he did Firefly. I know of Firefly, but I've never seen it.
And these days, he's kind of known for other things.
He is known for other things. Luckily, I didn't get too attached to Joss Whedon ever. He created a great show, but that's about it for me.
As Sarah Michelle Gellar, I remember she said this when it came out that he was an abusive boss to everybody. She said, "Well, I'm proud to be associated with the name Buffy Summers. I don't want to be associated with the name Joss Whedon the rest of my life."
Yeah.
And that was fun at the beginning when they mentioned how he pretty much raped the Justice League movie into just a big pile of crap.
Yeah.
Because the story with that is Zack Snyder, the original director, his daughter committed suicide, and he couldn't finish making the film. So Joss Whedon came in and completely rechanged the entire movie, making it resemble very little of what he originally made. And it took 4 years of nonstop bitching for the studio to allow Zack Snyder to make his 4-hour director's cut with everything he originally wanted. And you know what? It was amazing.
That's crazy. Yeah, we'll take Joss for what he created. Maybe not so much always, maybe it wasn't always fantastic, but he kind of nailed it with this one.
But yeah, the Buffy show, it looks like it could be fun. I gotta ask, is it very on the nose with the high school stuff?
100%. They go through every single trope that there is in high school, but it's always making fun of it. That's the thing, is it's never serious about it. It is so much a comedy, and so I always thought they did a really good job of, I was never cringing at it because they were always making fun of it.
Because I love the movie Scream, but I will admit it's got some hard to watch moments.
Yeah.
Because like I watched Scream when I was in high school, loved it, but when I rewatched it as a guy in his 20s, like mid to late 20s, the high school, the teenage stuff was a lot more teenage than I remembered.
Yeah, there was a Buffy episode, it reminds me of this, of like the teenage tropes of, so she got this ability from this demon to read minds, and it was a curse, it wasn't really a blessing. She couldn't even hear her own thoughts, it was horrible. But she heard that somebody was going to poison all of the students. She didn't know who, she didn't know what kind of voice it was, so she couldn't identify it. So then the Scooby Gang is what they called actually all of her friends.
I think I've seen a clip of that.
Yeah, and so, but anyway, so one of the main characters throughout the series that comes in and out, named Jonathan, he is up, hidden away in the school, and he's gonna kill himself, but it looks like he's gonna shoot everybody. And so they think that he's the one who's going to hurt all of the students, so Buffy goes and talks him down. Her monologue is kind of funny too. It's funny in a way. It's like she's kind of like, suck it up, dude. Like every teenager like feels alone and feels lost, and like you're not the only person in the world, which I thought was like, she was empathetic while also being not empathetic, which I thought was really funny. And then it turns out he's not even going to kill all the students. It's the cafeteria lady who's dumping rat poison into the soup or into the chili for all the kids. So I thought that was hilarious, and it was just like the epitome of how they kind of make fun of like the teenage tropes while also still hitting home in a lot of ways. So
that sounds hilarious.
it was hilarious. We're like, okay, finally she got him. He's not going to shoot everyone, and he's like, I was never going to shoot anybody. I was only going to shoot myself. And she's like, oh fuck. So Xander goes into the cafeteria and sees just big fat cafeteria lady pouring rat poison into the chili.
That sounds good. That sounds, there's many layers there.
Many layers, but it was very funny.
But yeah, that was the honest trailer for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I might get to it someday, but until then, this was fun, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you didn't take too much offense.
Never. And you'll always have me until you watch Buffy to just give you the scoop.
And I gave you the scoop on stuff like Sopranos and Deadwood, which they referenced here.
Yep, this is why we have each other.
Well, this is fun, and hope you all have a good summer. We will see We'll see you again hopefully soon.
Bye, guys.